That have made it through to semi-final Saturday, and then we'll conclude the action on court 1 with Akira Koga and Taichi Saito take on Rasmus Kjær and Fredrik Søgaard from Denmark. About ready to get underway here. And Hu and Cheng have been in fantastic form.
On my right, Yuki Kaneko and Misaki Matsutomo, Japan. And on my left, Ho Pong Ron and Cheng Su in Malaysia. Hu Pong Ron to serve to Yuki Kaneko. Love all. Play.
So play starting now, and joining me for this one, honored to have in the commentary box, 17-time medalist from the Oceania Championship. You knew I was going to say it. Grania Somerville. Grania, so what are you going to expect from these semi-finals today?
Yeah, so I think it'll be a great competition between this pair especially. You can see there that they've got some good variation going in the match. I think it's always a fight, you know, for the attack. So some quick plays around the net will be going on, and the guys will be trying to really fight for that smash and to finish the point.
Well, they have been in fantastic form, as I said. It's been a run of 8 straight wins for them, which of course culminated in the Malaysia International win. They've actually only been together as a team, Hu and Cheng, for just over a month, but they've made, well, this is their 4th semi-final, and they're looking for their 4th final. It's 100% conversion rate so far, and explosive stuff from them.
Got a racket change there. Unfortunately, the shuttle went out.
I think they're just settling into that pattern, and it's an early 4-love lead. Now, you've been playing on these courts, of course, this week. Earlier on, very tight match that you were involved in at the start. What's the kind of drift pattern that we're looking at here?
Well, in general, there's not that much drift, you know, side drift or movement of the shuttle, which is pretty good conditions to play in. They have been tipping the shuttle inwards to make it a bit faster because it does fluff up quite quickly and slow down, but the shuttles are still kind of, in general, slow.
Wow, that's too wide. And the Japanese pair struggling here early on. And again, look at that.
I think the Malaysians have no pressure here, so they can play very free. You can see with Hu's serve that he's, you know, got quite a lot of confidence just to play as he feels and to just go for stuff. Whereas it's the Japanese here that, you know, have something to lose. So I think the Malaysians definitely have a good start and just, you know, playing as they feel.
I think that probably comes from just being such a young partnership as well. When you get together, isn't there just that burst of excitement when you're winning, especially to come across with their first title as well?
Yeah, exactly. They'll have some good momentum going into this, nothing to lose, and just can try and, you know, shock this Japanese pair with some different things.
So 7-1. We're just 2 minutes played. Hu Pang Ron, actually the younger brother of another famous Malaysian badminton player, Vivian Hu. It's a flat, pacey exchange.
2-7.
Absolutely nothing working for the Japanese right now. They are on the board. For the Japanese pair, it's the number 24 in the world. It is a second semi-final, looking for their first final. They were quarterfinalists in Canada at the Thai Open, the All England, and they picked up bronze at the Indonesian Masters as well, of 21 events this year. And that's the thing, really, isn't it, when you get to this final event of the tour, which is actually event number 31, though some say it's 34 based on a couple of other tournaments that were played, is the amount of tournaments that you've played and the amount of fatigue that's built up. It's a rough time to kind of really pull out your best.
Yeah, I think by this time of the year, players are definitely, you know, maybe a little bit burnt out and a little bit struggling to get over the finish line. But I think knowing that they get a break over Christmas and to be in a semi-final, you know, these kind of players are just ready to switch it on and give it everything they've got when they step across the line.
Saying that, there was not that much of a break. It's about this is a hectic schedule that you players play every single year, and of course the Malaysia Open. Well, the World Tour Finals is next year for a few, the top 8 in every category. But then the Malaysia Open just, I think, what, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks after that.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, this time of the year was when they used to have the Indian League as well, which took up like the whole tournament, the whole holiday period for players. So and I think that's stopped right now. So players do get a little bit more of a holiday.
Well, that's definitive smash there from Hupang Ron. And it's 11-5 at the mid-game interval. So back on court for the second phase of this opening game, and Hu and Cheng very much in control. Their coach this week, Nova Vidianta, was very, very happy with their progress so far. That's gone long, and that seems to be the running problem right now with the Japanese pair. They're just not finding that range, and they might be running out of time in this first game.
Service over. Set 12.
So a chance here to break back. Oh, it's good power.
Yeah, so Japan has done well these last 3 rallies to get the lift. They're playing a little bit softer around the net, and the Malaysians have had to give the lift away for these 3 points and able to just to finish it off with those smashes there.
Never met before these pairs, so first meeting for the head-to-head stat. That's good power from Kaneko from the backcourt.
10-12.
been having a trouble with finding the range of the back line. It's a nice steep angle on those smashes just to make sure that he hit mid-court. Cheng Su-yin goes wide.
11-12.
That's a speedy attack, but Hupangron nets. So tied up at 12 all. It's been a good comeback from the Japanese pair.
I think that interval, definitely the coach came out to Japan and told them to play around the net a lot more, which they're doing, winning a few points off the net and then also getting a lift and winning through the attack. So I think that would have been the coaching cue there that's proven successful so far.
Service over. 13-12.
So the Malaysian pair edges ahead.
Line signal, please. Service over.
And we can't forget what the Malaysian pair has actually done this week already. Ousting in the first round the number 1 seeds, Midorikawa and Saito. That was a big match for them, 21-11, 25-23. Stepped up to the plate there. Oh, that's a great rally. And they just keep moving forward. That's really important with them. They've got the speed, they've got the accuracy.
14-30.
Oh, that's clinical stuff from Hupangron.
He's doing really well controlling the mid-court here, using nice crosses and really soft touch around the mid-court to get the attack.
It's that variation of pace as well, right?
Yeah, he's got the hand power as well to be able to add in the speed to make them be wary of the drive, the flat, hard drive as well, which gives him the space to be able to play these nice, soft mid-court shots as well and get them to lift up.
I'm taking it very carefully, the Japanese player. Is that in? Ah, yes, it is. So
16-13.
16-13. Closing in on this first game win.
Seventeen 30. Service over. 14-17.
Overpowered again by the speed of Hupangron, who's been all over that court.
18-14.
Yeah, he anticipated that really well, just seeing how stretched out Yuki was. He was able to, step forward knowing that he was going to block that down. So really using his speed and his anticipation to his advantage.
helped along by a couple of unforced errors. Wide.
It's over.
15
15,
and a
18.
great chance for them, even though the serve is with the Japanese pair, to try and snatch this first game. It was all about Kaneko.
Yeah, good movement by Yuki there.
16,
Really pushing forward after his smash, taking over the mid-court.
Seventeen, 18.
It's a wonderful cross. Such an important point as well at 17-18 to play that.
Challenges called in.
First challenge of the day. Oh, looked into me.
I think Yuki actually called for her to leave it as well. And then she thought it was in, I think. So we'll see. And that's it.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 19-17. Play.
2 points away from the game.
Twenty. Game point. 17.
Cheng is doing well, just pushing it down with a little bit of pace. Whereas when Yuki's the net, she's playing very like soft, tight net, so it's a little bit easier to read when you just wait for the softness. Whereas Cheng's like adding the pace in nicely. Tight exchange.
Player let. Player let. I did not see properly.
He's playing a let.
At 2017.
I think he's playing. Yeah, it looks like he's playing a let, saying it's unseen, despite it happening directly in front of him. But I mean, it all happened so fast. There was feet, there was hands, there was nets getting hit.
I knew Hawkeye was going to be called in for it.
But is it for the foot or the racket or what is it for exactly?
I think it's going to be a general unsighted thing. That's for sure. You're right about that. As to how they're going to call it, well, the referees now can call it as well. Well, this is as key as it gets when you look at the scoreline in 2017. And referee now deep in discussion.
Maybe the umpire's not allowed to call a Hawkeye on such a matter.
Okay. Now we've seen a lot of things happen this year on tour. This
Play.
final event of the
Since
year.
there was no fault at all,
This
the
already
game
started
has
to
been
drag.
won by them. I'm sorry.
No.
No. I'm extremely sorry. I take my
And it
decision
looks
back.
like they're giving the
I
point.
was
He told the ref it was a mistake and it was after the shuttle has landed. So
Yeah.
the point has been played. Moves again.
Yep, they reluctantly agreed.
first game won by Hu Hongron and Chan Su-yin, 21-17.
Cheng had 1 foot in the final. Brilliant run of theirs. As I said, this is their 9th match they're playing after 8 straight wins. After essentially just playing 8 matches together. Pretty amazing.
आएगी बोलिए
Coach, 20 seconds. Coach, 20 seconds.
The target.
So back on court for game 2. And a lot of work to be done for the Japanese pair.
Second game. Love all. Play. One love. Service fault call too high. Service over. 1-all.
Well, they're picking up this game
Service
pretty much
over.
where they left off the first
2-1.
one.
Japan definitely finished the second half of the first set on a stronger note though, which was good. So if they can keep that momentum going, they might have a chance here in the second.
Oh, this Asian pair is absolutely bristling with ammunition and brimming with
Service
confidence.
over.
They'll just
2-all.
apparently shoot at anything. It's just a little bit too high. I guess that's what they have to do. They have to keep pressuring and making sure that they can hustle these points. Once again, nice pick up there by Bangron.
Service over. 3-all.
Nicely placed for Kaneko.
Yeah, nice rush in
Service
there
over.
by Misaki. She
4-3.
really took that as early as she possibly could, not giving Hu any time to prepare.
Well, I think he knows what's going to happen if he does give him enough time to prepare. It's going to be coming back with interest.
Yep, exactly.
Mistake there by Cheng.
5-3.
And beginning to rattle a little bit, perhaps. The Malaysian pair, this is the first time they've been 2 points back. Oh, it's a nice pick up there by Matsutomo.
Really nice soft hand with that last shot.
Wide.
7-3.
That's wonderful stuff from Bangron, who really has
Service
been
over.
one of the defining
4-7.
points of this match so far.
He's done that twice now with his return, just hitting it to the side and then Mizaki's intercepting and hitting it right back to him. Very easy for him to redirect away.
Oh, if he got that in. But it's when he starts smashing, he just
Service
takes
over.
the point by the scruff of its neck.
8-4.
essentially, and just
Yeah.
gets the advantage.
You can see he's really giving those smashes everything he's got.
Straight to the body. Good
9-4.
option for Matsutomo. They've got a good lead here going in the second. As we're rapidly approaching the second mid-game interval. Playing to the body, I've noticed the
10-4.
last few points. Good movement by
Service
both of them,
over.
Hu and Cheng.
5-10.
Really nice return there
Service
by
over.
Misaki. Nice pace in the shot.
11-5. Interval.
Well, they're beginning to attack as we get to the second mid-game interval. There's still a lot more work to be done, but it's turning into a good start.
Code 20 seconds. Code 20 seconds.
So back on court for the second phase of game 2, and it is a very good start
11-5.
from Kaneko and Matsutomo. And as you said, Gronny, if they can build on
Play.
this, then perhaps they can force a decider.
Definitely a few more
12-5.
errors creeping in for the Malaysians. I think Misaki's upped her pace a little bit, moving quick around the net, using good variation with some pushes and then the soft net. And Yuki is just a lot more on top of the mid-court like we see there.
Right.
13-5.
You can just see Cheng Yu-Sim just visibly calming herself down. They might be a little bit too enthusiastic. They know what they have to do in this second game. Oh, that was wonderful from Matsutomo.
14-5.
She's just so quick.
Just out. There's a reflex block almost.
15-5.
Well, the second game definitely running away from the Malaysian pair. 15-5. Errors creeping in now.
16-5.
Japan doing well to keep Malaysia in that position that, you know, is not the most
It's
advantage.
reactive.
Yeah.
It's reactive. Like Hu Kang-ron, so far up to this point, we've really seen him in that classical backcourt role with the high smashes, and I think when he moved forward just then, he was caught a little bit out. And Cheng, especially on that side as well. Now, we were talking about them being a new partnership, and that's great for the excitement of winning. And of course, then you got the other side of the game,
You
which
must
is
be ready to receive.
dealing with, you know, situations that don't go your way, like 17-5. And
Yeah, that's the thing. When stuff's going well, it's really good. But then when you start to, you know, have these hurdles and challenges as a new pair, you're not used to dealing with them together yet. So it's
a dark hole that you have to
yeah,
sort
it's a
it.
bit it's a bit
5.
yucky to figure out how to communicate and get the best out of each other when you haven't had too much experience with that.
Well, I think it's safe to say over the years we've seen pairs that have had great success, and we've also seen pairs that have been stretched to the limit. In fact, in terms of Malaysian pairs,
19-5.
great. There was Zifei and Sudirman. They were basically didn't have the greatest run of results. They split up, came back again afterwards. So a lot is expected, which isn't probably the best thing. As we get another solid point there by Kaneko and
20
Matsutomo.
game point 5.
At 15 game points.
And you could see in that last point that there was a little bit of confusion in the Malaysian pair there, that who wasn't quite sure if he should run back or stay in.
And now they're being picked off. So the second game
Second
goes
game
to the Japanese
won
pair,
by
21-5.
Yuki Kaneko and Misaki Matsutomo 21-5. 1 game all.
The Malaysian coach is very animated there.
Court 20 seconds. Court 20 seconds.
So here we go. Game 3 of this opening semi-final on semi-final Saturday here at the Syed Modi India International, a final event, the HSBC BWF World Tour season.
Final game.
But it
Love
has its
on.
own air and atmosphere,
Play.
this tournament, by being the final event of the year. And that's in. Challenge being called because it did look slightly on the edge of the line. We've got a pretty good
Kaneko
commentary
challenges.
perch up here actually in terms of
Call in.
looking down on court. And here it comes. Edge of the line. In fact, very much in. Pinpoint accuracy
Challenge
from Hupang Ron.
unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
Like to see
Service
Malaysia playing a
over.
bit more free again in this set. I think they
One
tensed
love.
up a little bit in the second. You know,
Play.
after winning the first, they would be thinking, oh, like, we can do this, we can make it to the final. And then as Japan started to creep up and get that lead, I think they would have tightened up a little bit, and, you know, the errors started coming off their racket. So you can see there who's just firing up a bit more, and he just needs to start kind of playing some of his crazy shots that he was doing
You
before.
can really tell with the body language as well. I mean, they just look a little bit more fired up.
Yeah.
These opening 2 points. Good flat exchanges on the net, though, I have to say, from both pairs. Been pretty competitive stuff. That's a nice interception by
Service over.
Matsutomo.
1.
After
go.
that first set, Mizaki's net has gotten really, really sharp. She's doing well there.
Net court decided that.
Service over. 3-1.
I just remembered I'm sitting next to a doubles player. Was that intentional? Was that intentional net court or accidental?
Off the serve, you're always trying to hit it like tight to the net, and then kind of sometimes the better their serve is, the more likely you are to hit the net. So
Right.
it's a little bit of a catch when you do a good serve. There's a good chance that they hit the net because, you know, there's only so many angles they can hit it over the net. But yeah, a lot of the guys will train doing net rolls off the
I
return.
guess you're increasing your
over.
chance of that probability of that
three.
happening, right?
Yeah,
By
yeah.
doing it. That puts that extra level of risk into it. Oh, that was good pressure by Hupang Ron.
Service over. 4-2.
Well, again, you saw them just break position, and there was that
Service
big gap
over.
in the middle, and that's, I guess, another thing you get
4.
from being an established pairing, is that you know where you both are on court, and that you can manage that space, because there was just acres of space for Matsutomo and Kaneko to aim for that. That's 3-4, much tighter deciding game.
Service over. 5-3.
She's been doing that so well in
Service over.
this game and the second
4,
game.
5.
That little jump up front court. It's not the biggest player, but gets a good steep angle on it.
But she just keeps netting back kind of straight back in front of Cheng. So if she can play her net shot and then just wait for Mizaki to net back, I think she could get a few kills there.
Five all.
So tied up at 5 apiece. Everything to play for here in this first semi-final.
Oh, a little drive servey flick there
6-5.
after Hu had been doing those himself. Oh,
Wonderfully picked up. He was out of position, Kaneko. There was no way, even with
Service
lightning
over.
court coverage, he was going to get back to
Set.
that.
All.
the Japanese pair were fully banked up on that left side
You
there.
must not delay the service. Service over. 7-6.
So still, even with this great duel that we're seeing in the third game, it's still just 1 point between the pairs. And that one dips below the tape and
Service
becomes
over.
irretrievable for Matsutomo.
7-all.
As a girl in the mixed doubles, it is definitely one of the hardest shots when the guys keep net touching off their return. You just are sticking your racket up and kind of praying.
Hit and hope. That was a great combination by Hu and Cheng. And we've seen it happen so much over the last few weeks.
7.
And big hit from Hu at the back. And when it comes back, Cheng nicely positioned in front court to pick that up. But I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. In this third game, they've definitely calmed their inner serve, their inner piece, I should say. They're
Service over.
trying to
8-all.
manage their emotions a little bit.
Yeah, the Malaysians just have to forget that second game and just start from, you know, a fresh level in this third game, which it pretty much is, you know, one game more. Oh, Mizaki serve look a little spinny
9-8.
there.
She's definitely crafty at the net, tricky.
What?
What a great point that was. It was a fight for control, but it always looked like the Japanese pair were on top of that.
10-8. Ron, show him where to wipe.
Umpire Nitin Suman calls for a court wipe under the direction of Utang Ron. And it's a first 2-point lead for Kaneko and Matsutomo in this third game. That's how close it's been. Of course, moving now very quickly
10,
to the
8.
final mid-game interval. How about that for court coverage from Matsutomo? And it's a wonderful dipping finish.
Service over.
That's the better of
9,
Kaneko, who's actually
10.
getting up pretty gingerly.
Lovely soft hands there at the end, just taking the pace out.
Cheng.
Well, rushing back for that one. So 11-9 in the third.
11-9.
And
Interval.
after blitzing the Malaysians in the second game, the Japanese pair have taken the advantage here.
Go 20 seconds. Go 20 seconds. Clear. Get back on court. Eleven, 9. Play.
Ooh, unlucky there. Definitely the right shot, just
9.
coming off the frame slightly. Net roll on net roll. Mazaki doing well to get away with a few there, getting back quite a few
Service
half-court
over.
smashes,
10,
but that final
12.
one was too strong.
And it's still just 2 points between them. And running out of points here in the third game.
Ah, beautiful.
What a wonderful shot.
Reading that really well, taking that so early. And hardly needing to do anything with her shot, just sticking her racket up and brushing it down.
Service over. 13, 10. Run. Run. Show him there to white. Quick towel.
was a nice return. Just a little bit bunched up in the middle.
Cheng challenges.
And asked for a challenge. Once again, it does actually look to me like that was pretty much in. Yep. Nothing but line.
Challenge unsuccessful.
The Malaysians just taking some time there to talk about their tactics.
Yeah, I guess it was worth, you know, the challenge. Why not give them a little break?
Play.
That was it. Started off with the soft hands. As soon as they got the lift, there came the power again. So these points, if it does go their way,
11,
and the way they're expecting it, then they do perform the way they should. Confidently in getting the point. Now it's another mistake.
Service over.
Expected for a new pairing, I guess.
15,
But they're 4 points behind now.
I feel like Hu could just pop in a punch clear over Misaki every now and then as well, because she's just creeping forward so much, just to make her take that little step back in her defense.
Well, that's gone wrong. And she knows it.
Service over.
Well, it's still not critical times
12,
yet.
15.
15-12, or rather 12-15 now that the service has gone back to the Malaysians.
Misaki, you must be ready to proceed.
But they certainly don't want their opponents closing up anymore. Good combination there. Almost perfect play from Matsutomo with the defense. And then tried to pick a spot at the front as usual.
13, 15.
Another drive serve there by Hu. Backfired a little bit.
Service over. 16, 13.
So 16-13. Unlucky.
17,
Just
30.
such tight net shots off Misaki's racket.
I think she knew the impact of that. Matsutomo.
14, 17.
Now, I did say a couple of points ago it wasn't critical. Now, a little bit more so. 14-17. Oh, that took everything to recover that. How did she miss that? Well, that's the kind of situation which you're going to have to get over mentally, because that, in football terms, is called a sitter.
18, 14.
And that's the thing with badminton, is like if you just keep getting one shot over, you could see Misaki was super stretched in that forehand corner.
Yeah.
But there's always the chance, you know, that your opponent can make an error. The more shots they have to play, the more chances they have of making an error. So
It was just too inviting a shot, I guess. You kind of think in your head that it's already grounded when it's not.
That's how it's done.
That's exactly how it's done. And Matsutomo has really
19,
been
14.
part of that. Kaneko is, after some big shots at the start of the match, has taken a far more supporting role to his front net partner, and she has been in devastating form. And once again, just did enough to rattle the newbies of Hu and Cheng.
20,
It's still a very good
match point,
performance from them, but
40.
now we have 6 match points. And I think you have to say they've got the experience now to know what to do here.
Point.
That's a double fault.
Service over. 15-20. Misaki.
That was good. The brave shot by Hu Pang-ron.
16.
He really has to hit that one so sharp because she waits with her forehand defense.
Yeah.
So if it's a bit too flat, she's good to get it. So it has to get that angle to get below her racket.
Well, no mistakes allowed for the Malaysians anymore. Have to be careful. Oh, wonderful roll by Kaneko. That was well controlled by Hu Pang-ron. It could have gone either way. That's another one saved.
17-20.
This is when, as a player, when you have the match point, that you start to get a little bit worried. When you have you know 6 or
Yuki.
5, you're like, okay, like surely the
I've got
odds
a
are in my
buffer.
favor.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
they start to narrow, you're like, oh
17-20.
crap, just serve it into the net, please. Just serve it into the net.
The business end of the
Game.
match. Oh, what a
There it
way
is.
to concede it. Trying to be a bit too delicate, Cheng Yu-sin, but the young pair from Malaysia, their 8-match winning streak has come to an end. All in all, was it valid? I mean, they did enough here to prove that they were ousted by the Japanese
Won
pair,
by
or was it a
Yuki
question of
Kaneko
failing?
and
I think the
Misaki
Malaysians did great,
Matsutomo.
especially coming out firing in that first
17-21,
set. Obviously took
21-5,
Japan by surprise, but
21-17.
Misaki really stepped up there in the second and third set and took control of that net.
Fantastic, there's confirmation of it. 3 games in 53 minutes. And Yuki Kaneko and Misaki Matsutomo make their first final of the year. So do stay with us. Coming up next, it's the next mixed doubles semi-final. Mark Lamsfuss and Isabel Lohau taking on Dejan Ferdinandsha and Gloria Emmanuel Wijaja.